thanks for its residents, its staff that supports the community, and everybody who's part of this community, great community we live in. We ask you to be with those that are sick right now, and then bless them, guide them, be with their families through these times, and just be with them through their trials. We thank you for what all you do, and we ask you to guide our decision making through the council and the staff of this community. Please bless this community and watch over us. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call.
Here.
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 I gotta go somewhere to sit. Here. Sit next to me.
All right. We have a special guest with us tonight, Erica from the Defiance County Economic Development, giving us an update on current happenings in the Ville and the county. Thank you, Erica.
Well, hello. I know most of you, but I know that there are some that haven't met before. I did read the nice article in the Crescent News. It was nice to see Hicksville on the front page there. So a little bit about myself. I've been in this position for 5 years. I come from a media background to then transitioning into being a chamber director. And then I got recruited by a utility company where I learned a lot of things about infrastructure, which then ultimately led me to this position. So I work with the mayor on a regular basis. He sits on our board. We are half public, half private, and every day is an adventure. I'm sure you guys feel the same way. So as far as like the different things that we have happening in Hicksville, I'm going to start off by talking about Sabre Industries. We have been working with them. They have a request to ramp up the hiring of new welders. They're looking anywhere from 100 to 150 new welders. And that when we first heard that, it kind of took us a little bit like, whew, how are we going to do that? So we called in a lot of help. Northwest State Community College, 4-County Career Center. We even reached out to our partners in Paulding County, their economic developer, along with Vantage Career Center. We've been meeting regularly to put together, really creating a talent pipeline for them that's an apprentice program. So that's happening. We're working on that regularly, and I'll be excited to give you an update when I see you guys next on that. But exciting stuff at Sabre. On top of that, and if you know anybody that is looking for a position, they will take people that have no experience and have them go through this training program. The starting wage there is the $19, $20 an hour wage, but then as you get your certifications, it gets higher. So there's that. The Hicksville Spec Building, it is a project we've been working on, I want to say 4 years. So I want to give you some good news tonight. First off, I think we're at the last point. Mayor, would you agree with this?
I say that about every council meeting, don't we? Then I come back with the next meeting and say,
I really do feel like this is
yes,
the last. Like
I see some light.
There's like one more signature item that they're willing to sign off on if they get the answers to. Avery's already provided them with the answers. We're just waiting on a timeline to get that done. It's so close that I've been working with Keller Logistics, and we have been working on the OSIP application. OSIP stands for Ohio Speculatory Inventory Program. And what that is, it's a Jobs Ohio program where if you build a spec building, you can apply for low interest loans or grants to help with getting that built. So we had our first review with Matt Davis at RGP, said the application looks good. We're just tweaking a few other things. I think we have a couple questions that are out there that we have to get with Corey on. But all in all, I think it looks very promising that we'll get something there from the state. And then once we get that okay, then we can start marketing this. There's been a lot of missed opportunities there. We've had one of the ones that I kick myself about most is we had a medical instrument manufacturer that was really interested in siting there, but because we didn't have this all cleared, they couldn't come here. But it wasn't meant to be. Something else better will come along once we get this all cleared up. I'm also working with 3 different companies in Hicksville currently. I cannot disclose their names. Working on expansions that are very nice size with some new job numbers. The other thing that I spent most of January working on was what's called it's called the RED grant. It's for residential housing, and because, I don't know if you guys are all aware, but in 2025, Defiance County landed the biggest singular investment of our history in the mega site, which is outside of Defiance. It's around 1,300 acres. And because of that, and it's a tissue plant, toilet paper. I cannot tell you how many people have said, oh, human tissue. I'm like, no, it's toilet paper, not like, well, but I guess you have to be very clear. First Quality is the name of that company. If you want to do any research on them, they're a top-notch company. We're very excited to have them, and they'll be bringing in 407 new jobs, of which they haven't started recruitment yet. That'll happen more in 2028, but they have started with some of their executives and some other hires. Some of those have been doing tours of Defiance County, and they have been looking in Hicksville. So that's really cool. And they've all had really positive things to say about Hicksville. But because we landed this mega site, we are one of the few communities that are eligible for this housing grant program. And you have to be within 20 miles as the crow flies of the site. So we have a developer, Jefferson South Holdings. Am I getting it right, or is it South Jefferson Holdings? Which is the first? Is it Jefferson South Holdings? And they were in the process of doing a project in Defiance, and then we were getting Hicksville queued up to be one of the next projects that they tackled. So originally we were going to put all of those, we were going to put that application together because it was 125 new housing units in the Defiance location along Ayersville Avenue. And then and again, keep in mind, these are all phased approaches. So it's not like you're gonna see 125 houses. It'll be phased there. And they were also looking at LaBar Drive, which is what the village of Hicksville owns. And again, phased approach where they would eventually build up to 90. We were looking at originally putting that application together, but as we started looking at some of the requirements of the grant, we went a different direction. We asked the developer if we went for the full grant amount in Defiance, if they'd still be willing to commit to Hicksville. They agreed. The reason we couldn't include Hicksville is because some of the your zoning and some of the zoning, and there's a comp plan that isn't within a 2-year period. I know you guys have those things in place, but the way the state is looking at this is they want all of those up to date. Fortunately enough, Defiance had theirs updated 2 years ago. So that is something that the mayor, Corey, and I are gonna be like talking about and seeing how we can get those reviewed, because maybe we can be positioned for some other grants in the future if we start looking at that. So that's another conversation for another day. But the strategy there was telling the developer, hey, if we go all in on this one in Defiance, are you still willing to commit to the one in Hicksville? And they were indeed, and I believe that they presented a letter of intent, and you guys have, so you're in the loop on that. So that's that. The other thing that I wanted to mention to you guys is that our office, thanks to West Banco, we offer a grant to small businesses. It's a $500 grant, and it can be for anything. So I'm telling you this to kind of get the word out to, various small businesses here in Hicksville and the surrounding areas. You do have to meet with our small business coach, Lisa Beecher, with the SBA. She does that for us. Well, it's not the SBA. I think it's Small Business Development Center. Sorry about that. And then once you meet with her, and she'll either help you walk through a growth plan or an actual business plan. And then once she signs off, we submit that to our committee for approval, and it's $500. Hicksville Chamber, they recently just announced that they're gonna start doing $500 grants for chamber members in Hicksville. I wanna make sure you guys are all aware that we can stack those. So if there's a Hicksville chamber member that's going after the $500, tell them about our program too, because those can be stacked so they can get $1,000 for marketing or whatever. I think one of one of my favorite stories is there was a veteran. He didn't want to do a normal 9-to-5 job. It was hard on him to stand long hours. So he started doing his own honey business, and with this grant, he was able to order all sorts of inventory and supplies and marketing materials so that he could get out into some different stores, and he did just that with the help of Lisa Beecher. So we were very excited about that. We would love to do more of those here in Hicksville. So overall, since 2020, our office, along with all the community leaders that we work with on a day-to-day basis, we've recruited 1,550 new high-paying positions. Now we are at 950 of those positions that still need filled. Keep in mind, First Quality is like 407 of those, and between now and 3, 4, 5 years, we have that time period to ramp up those 950. That is why housing is so critical. That does not include the 150 count that I gave you for Sabre. That does not include the other 3 expansions that I mentioned here in Hicksville, or the other companies that we're talking with in other parts of the county. So overall, I really feel like Defiance County has a great lookout ahead, and so does Hicksville. I love coming to Hicksville and visiting the different businesses. I think if the one thing that I want to make sure you guys are aware of, if you do find a business is having some needs, we would love to meet with them. Or if you talk with a business that is struggling, bring us in, because there are resources that we can offer. But I will tell you, all in all, the different businesses that we visit on a regular basis are all going strong here. There's a strong community in Hicksville when it comes to the industry, and it's really an exciting time. So if we can just get that housing piece, I think that we would be doing great. It sounds like we're on the way there, close. Do you guys have any questions for me?
I got just one. The First Quality, do they have a time frame of?
Yeah, ramp up time.
Mhm.
So they are supposed to, they want to be in operation in 2028. They're working with a firm that's supposed to create a website so that they can start doing the hiring. I'm anticipating that's going to be in 2027, if not late 2020, this year. So, but that's what they're saying. That's their goal, and they have started work out there. Yes.
But between that time, we had discussed how many contractors will be coming through. That's a whole
other.
opportunity for the county and the area. Is over 1,000 contractors will be coming on their sites, looking for Airbnbs,
Yes.
rental properties, campgrounds. I mean, some of these crews come in and they bring campers in and set up, because it's, they wanna go home maybe on the weekends, or they're here for 3 or 4 months. And bring a car and stuff with them. So, we've kind of had a little committee formed about showing where the restaurants are, what are special activities, the festivals are, things like that within the county. Working with the chambers, wanting to get out with them and telling these people as they're moving in, working, relocating and things like that, that we want them to shop, eat, socialize, everything here in the county if we can help them, so.
We're calling that our ambassador program, and we do have links of all the different, that we did think about originally just having one site that had it all, but then everybody's got their own organization. We feared that it would be hard to keep up with a new website. So we have created on our website, and we've encouraged the others to make sure you have updated information on your restaurants. So there was another neighboring county that had a chamber that didn't have any of that information, and we were like, get it on there, because, so it's not just a Defiance County thing, this is a regional approach. I'm not even quite sure what 1,000 contractors is going to look like. I do know that some of our local restaurants that have food trucks are positioning themselves, some of them are buying some food trucks, but there's a lot of, like you said, a lot of opportunity. And I'm excited to see where it's gonna go. I don't know, I'm sure there's gonna be something that comes up that I'm not quite sure immediately how to deal with it, but we'll figure it out like we always do.
I want to say something about Erica and her staff over there. Anytime I've ever called her, Kara's another big part of you, Kara, but she is on top of everything. You give her a lead, you have a question, she gets back to you immediately and then follows up with things. You know, I've had some leads, she's had some leads. She's an amazing lady that takes heart in the county, but also heart in each community within the county. You know, today when I say, hey, where are you gonna be at today? She goes, I'm actually coming to Hicksville to meet with some people. And she's not, you know, doesn't have to be specific. I'm just glad she's meeting with our companies. She knows so many people within the realms of the financing, the government entities that can help directional for these companies for growth and movement. She's got a lot of good connections, and she works well with everybody. She has been, it's been a rough year last year with this factory and the size it was.
Yeah.
For Erica and her staff to land this company, and she was such a huge integral part. This is big for Defiance County, a factory this size, and it took note through the state because
I mean,
the
it was-
governor even got.
Yeah, the governor
was
was
part of it.
involved in it.
Yeah.
I mean, there were so many different people that
Right,
played a
right.
critical role in bringing this.
But I can't thank you enough for
Aw.
what you do for the county and the residents and the communities as a whole.
Well, I will tell you, there was many years ago, 2008, both my husband and I lost our jobs in the same week. We had little kids. And that was horrible at the time, but I'm glad it happened because it's made me, this is why I'm here. Like, I'm fighting to bring higher paying jobs. I've talked to a lot of companies that pay minimum wage, and I'm like, well, how would you like to work that? Because I took some of those kinds of jobs when I was just trying to scrape by during that year, and it was really hard. So we want to try to bring in higher paying positions. When we talk to companies, we make sure that, like, if they're talking to us and they say, you know, we're gonna offer X, and if it's not above a certain threshold, we say, okay, well, you can come here, but we're not incentivizing that. So.
Erica, you've worked with so many companies, you don't care what size the company is. I
No,
mean,
we work with
big,
all sizes.
small, you know, self-employed people out there, she will help anybody at any time.
Yes.
I've seen you do it.
Yeah, I love working with the people and trying to create new opportunities. So that's what I enjoy doing, so.
You do a great job.
Yeah, thank you. Well, if you guys need anything, I'm here. If you need to refer anybody, again, the mayor has my contact. You can send it out. I'm accessible with my email and my cell phone. Okay?
Thank you, Erica.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. All right, we got the approval of the January 20th regular council meeting minutes.
Make a motion to approve as written.
And second?
Roll call.
Egley,
Yes.
Gonwick,
Yes.
Bassett,
Yes.
Zedek,
Yes.
Miller, Valena.
Yes.
You have the payment list bills in your packet. Any questions on those?
West Banco one, just the description says miscellaneous bank fees. $1,215.
Oh, that's because it's the once a year when I have to do Office 365 and malware bites and all of that came in.
That's a lot of bank fees, but that explains it, okay. The mule, I know you guys were buying that for the park, what do you guys do with the old, Ranger, whatever the heck it was? The Landmaster.
The Landmaster is
Still sitting down in the Parks building. We'll probably gov deal it.
Make a motion to pay the bills.
Second?
Roll call?
Helena,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Conwick,
Yes.
Bassett,
Yes.
Siedike,
Yes.
Egley.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. We didn't have any boards or commissions that met. We do have some committee reports. We have ordinance committee report in here.
Sure, I'll go over it real quick. I wish Avery was here because she was at that meeting with us. And she's gonna be writing up the new ordinance. But we had, Jessica Garrison came and spoke to the committee. She's the chicken expert of the village, it seems like. We learned more about chickens than we cared to learn, I think, didn't we? Gave us a lot of input of what they like to do as far as raising chickens and how they take care of them. Brian Dimlin met with her at her house and kind of got an idea of, this would be a good way to zone it and take care of it with Brian doing the inspections and whatnot if the ordinance goes through. We made a decision, kind of 12 to be the number of chickens. Having a permit in place to make it, if they want to have those, that just gives us a way to keep track of who has chickens in the village. Just trying to help keep them up, keep it clean, because we all know how chickens can become. Make sure people aren't going over that. It's just a way to, I hate to say regulate it, but it is a village in town. We can't have a farm of chickens in town, so we need some kind of ordinance to go along with that, so. Avery should be on the February 17th meeting, having the first reading of the ordinance. So we will see, as far as one reason I wish he was here to verify that, but.
Do you know, Brian, initially when they were talking about this, it was 12 animals. Is that still the verbiage, or is it 12 chickens in addition to?
My understanding was 12 chickens, and correct me if I'm wrong, Ken or Bo, but 12 chickens and dogs and cats were separate. That's how the last year's proposal was written up.
That's how it seemed to me. Because I know there's discussion of like if you had,
Rabbits.
six chickens and 6 rabbits, but cats and dogs aren't a part of it anyways. Dogs fall under.
Right.
So,
right,
okay.
right.
So is there a maximum number of animals that you guys are proposing with this ordinance?
Not that I know of, it was just the 12 chickens. Chickens is basically all we really talked about.
Okay. I'm
There's-
curious how Avery is gonna write that up then. Cause it's animals at a dwelling, right? Not chickens at a dwelling.
We had goats and
Right.
animals
Yeah.
and chickens and rabbits and, yeah.
Well, the chickens was all we discussed even having in this ordinance, so there was no other, so that, like you said, dogs and cats are excluded.
Yeah.
So 12 would be, in my interpretation, 12 chickens.
That limitation on cats. It's like how many cats somebody can have.
Yeah,
That's
there's
next.
actually discussion on cats too, in a way that maybe we can start limiting how many cats we have in the village, but that's another discussion. But yeah, any questions? The people that were, the residents that were here with us, I think there was 3 or 4 families that all had chickens. They seemed to be on board with what we were doing. They appreciated that we listened to them, and again, Jessica would like to come next meeting to speak to the council if she could. I told her I'd pass that along to you, put it on minutes.
Any other questions for the ordinance committee? All right, well, thank you for looking into that. I know it's been a lot of discussions, and it sounds like we're getting to a conclusion. Next we have administrators report.
The only thing I have to add to this report is I have been working with Wessler Engineering for the Haver Drive lift station, so if this project on the bar drive takes off. Currently, the way that lift station sets, a good comfortable number is 18 to 20 more homes on that station. They just have a couple 3-horse pumps on there. We can upsize to 5-horse pumps, and there's some water infiltration that we're getting a lot from Haver Drive, a lot of clear water into that, so we're gonna have to work on trying to get that out of the system. But just upgrading the pumps, they were comfortable with anywhere from 90 to 100 more homes, just simply upgrading the size of the pumps, because the other ones don't draw down quick enough. But we're gonna be working on it in the spring, doing more cammering out there and seeing where all this
Extra water's coming.
yes, this clear water's coming from. I have a suspicion it's all coming from the field side into the sanitary. Other than that, that's all I got.
And thanks to you and your crew for all your snow removal. Some people have no idea how much time and lack of sleep you get and lack of home time you get when you're gone all night and all weekend long.
Thanks, Mr. Bassett.
Serious. A lot of blacktop to clean. I mean, there's,
I don't know,
sometimes there's never an end in sight either,
Like
so.
26 miles, 23 miles of roads. You know, and then parking lots and everything else.
Well, thank you to you and your crew.
Yeah, same, thank you.
And with salt too, I know I talked to one of your staff today. Did salt increase, I heard, because of all the snow in Ohio here and
Yeah, if
you
you
have a
yeah,
limited supply?
yeah, I mean, it was just like last year. They had a salt shortage and it went from, you know, $80 a ton to 200, 250. And I know farther east you get, it's like $650 a ton. I mean, we're setting fine on our salt, so.
That's good. Well, yeah, thank you for all that. Solicitor, Cheryl. Oh,
2 of these will show up on the 17th because they're not finished yet. We have the first reading of Resolution 2026-02 by caption only to enter into an agreement with Nationwide First Responder Grants LLC to manage the FEMA grant EMW 2024 FG 04036 and declaring an emergency. When I sent this over to you, I also sent the actual contract. And that's with Mickey Smith, who did our other fire truck before. And now that we have been awarded the FEMA grant, he manages it for us because paperwork is horrendous. And he does that. He did it before, and it was wonderful. And when the auditors come, we have to have a single audit because it's federal money. So I need,
I make a motion to suspend the rules.
How much did you plan on putting down on this?
he is going to come and talk to the fire department about that.
I was gonna say, this is just him managing it, right? This
Right,
is not,
correct.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
I
why
have
double
additional
checked it.
questions
Listen,
about
listen,
that.
I was saying, just double check,
Yeah.
because last meeting we asked about, have you looked at it? You go, I'm just finding out, I just got the numbers, I haven't had
Yeah.
a chance to look at the budget
Right.
yet, so. Okay.
I had the same thought.
I'll second her.
Okay.
roll call.
Siedike.
Yes.
Bassett.
Yes.
Belena.
Yes.
Miller.
Yes.
Conwick.
Yes.
Egley.
Yes.
Okay, second and final reading of Resolution 2026-02 by caption only to enter into an agreement with Nationwide First Responder Grants LLC to manage a FEMA grant EMW 2024 FG 04036 and declaring an emergency.
So move.
I'll second.
Roll call.
Miller.
Yes.
Belena.
Yes.
Bassett.
Yes.
Conwick.
Yes.
Egley.
Yes.
Siedike.
Yes.
Okay, the next one was the letter of intent, which we don't have any legislation for that yet. First reading of Resolution 2026-04 by caption only to enter a contract with Choice One Engineering to provide professional services for the Columbia Hattery Water Main Replacement Project and declaring an emergency.
I'll make a motion to suspend the rules.
Second.
Roll call.
Sirdike,
Yes.
Egley,
Yes.
Conwick,
Yes.
Bassett,
Yes.
Galena,
Yes.
Miller.
Yes.
Second and final reading of Resolution 2026-04 by caption only to enter a contract with Choice One Engineering to provide professional services for the Columbia Hattery Water Main Replacement Project and declaring an emergency.
So move.
Second.
Roll call.
Sirdike,
Yes.
Egley,
Yes.
Bassett,
Yes.
Conwick,
Yes.
Galena,
Yes.
Miller.
Yes.
All right, thank you, everybody. I think that's all. Like I said, we have to get with Avery on the other two, and one of them
That's
is
just
for the
sick.
letter of intent. So that can't be done tonight, Erica, with that housing, and then the other item. So with that, we'll move along to, we have police chief.
You should have cases and calls for service numbers for the month of January. Any questions about those?
I gave your committee the letter that you're at.
Okay. That's gonna be my next one, so. And then,
Which committee?
Police and fire.
Okay, well, see, I'm on finance and police fire, so I wasn't sure.
so
So that's Mike's
that's the one,
committee.
the packet I sent out today, or the packet?
Yeah, it has your letter about hiring practices, if we've done it before.
Yeah.
So that went to the committee.
Okay, so, no. Do I need to, go into executive session to talk about that?
If you want to. I don't think there's anything that is,
'Cause I really didn't know who to
Confidential.
present it to, if it was personnel or police and fire. I thought, well, if I just do an executive session, that way we
you
discuss
hit
it.
everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
makes sense, so.
okay. So, so there's two on there, to talk about, for executive session on hiring. So, the one is all new to me, and I'm not sure if the village has ever done it before, so, but, so.
Go with that. We will meet up. Chief Silcott. Chief, I don't, we got chief and chief, I'm getting both of them. Whoever wants to go first. You're,
Either one. So you guys, I sent out a list of how many runs that we did last year. You should have got that at the last council meeting. For the month of January, we had 71 runs, which, yeah, some of you are like, whoa, that's kind of a lot. No, I honestly, at some point, I feel like we're trending up. You know, I've said that for a couple of years now, and, you know, to come out right out of the gate with 71, that's, you know, kind of where I'm leaning, that we should see well over that 700 this year. Last Thursday, our new power load was put into 511, and that's operational. Last Monday night, in case there were people listening to the scanner, we had to have Sherwood come up because we had 3 calls all at the same time. So that's becoming quite popular a lot here lately, where we're getting a lot of the back-to-back calls again. So that's becoming quite popular, so you'll see us out. So again, if anybody's got any questions, they can come over and talk to me, ask me questions, call me, whatever, so.
Have you worked at all with scheduling, getting people, I know with your numbers increase and different things, and you got training still going on too with that, or you got to get that squared away?
So the basic class that is in session right now will not be done until March, which that's only next month, so they'll be done in March. And then we'll have plenty of people at that point. By the end of this year, I should have probably 5 to 6 new paramedics here, which would be quite awesome, I think, for the village. I keep seeing the whole situation on Facebook about the hospital and everything, and I'm here to tell you that we're here, we are here, and we'll get you to the hospital, even during the major snowstorms. But other than that, that's all I've got.
Question for Bruce?
What's a high count like last year per month?
So in March of last year, we had, I think, close to 75. I think we had 75 calls, and at that time, I had kind of projected that we'd be well over 800. I mean, it fell off. Obviously, we averaged from April to October, we averaged 60 to 65 runs per month. So, and I was joking with somebody the other day that there was a time that you didn't have 70 runs in 3 months. So, for us to have 70 runs in 1 month is quite phenomenal. But yeah, and I think just as the population gets older, you're going to see the run volume increase. So.
Very good. Thank you, Bruce. Good. Chief Derrick?
Hello, guys. It's been a while since I've been here, and unfortunately, some new faces. Hi, I'm Derek. I'm the head guy over at the fire department. Today, I'm just present, just to introduce myself as far as with the new people, kind of touch base with what's been going on. There's not a lot of new, besides we just got our uniform stuff together. The only thing we're waiting on is the coats. So 3/4 of our uniforms are all in as far as Class A's. So we're that's coming to a head. That's great. That shipping's come quite well. Nothing else is new. Training. We have 5, 6 Fire 1 guys who will be done next month. As far as Fire 1 training, which will make 93% of our department will be firefighter 1 or higher, which is great compared to some of the other joining communities. And that makes it really nice because I don't have to worry about somebody not being able to go in and fight fire, or someone doing this. We all will have our main primary job as far as that goes. So that's great to see that as far as the majority of our department being firefighter certification level, which means that they're operational to fight fire and not just do duties or chores on the fire ground. So that's a big thing in the fire service. As far as this new fire truck goes, the specs committee was here last meeting. They presented the truck or our visit to Columbus, and I'm just here to kind of clear up. Today is a terrible reference, but I'm gonna pass this around. This just gives you a reference of the type of fire truck or what the fire truck will look like. I'll start here. April, June, and August are all examples of what the fire truck is gonna look like. June, we actually went and we're wearing Columbus. We actually went and seen that fire truck, was able to get inside of it, look around, that sort of thing. Due to just certain specs, I just want to reiterate that we took our time trying to find this fire truck and the right fire truck for the time that we need it, because they kept saying we need this truck for 25 to 30 years. No, all the bells and whistles are not on these trucks. We just need what we need for the community and who we serve. So what we got on this truck is exactly what we're gonna need for this truck to last us. We were pleased with the gentleman who presented this truck to us, which is from Suffolk. It's a family-owned business. He knew the truck without even resourcing anything. He just was able to rattle off everything about the truck. The facilities were beautiful. We actually was able to see a couple of the trucks be made for various other departments. So I'm here to just kind of either answer or try to answer questions that didn't get answered from the spec committee when they presented. And what you see there is an example of what we're looking at. So again, that's April, June, and August. It's an SL 100. It's a 100-foot ladder. We decide on that versus some of the other competitors that we met up with. We had a total of 3 people come and see us. They all presented their trucks and different things like that. Cost was a question that came up from my understanding. As far as cost goes, just keeping it 100. If the truck was to be less than 1.3 million, we're asking for a truck to come in here and not be equipped with what we need. If it comes in here and it's not equipped, we're still gonna be looking to dress this truck out, as we call, which is the equipped truck, which is gonna be another anywhere from $200,000 to $400,000. Okay, so bare minimum, the truck that we need or the truck that we think best suits the community is right at where we were, like 1.8, 1.7, 1.8. We thought we took a lot off of it, like compared to other places. Even the guy said, he was like, this is nothing. He said, we got guys that are dressing their trucks up, paying up to $2.6, $2.8 thousand dollars or $1 million just for a fire truck. And in comparison, like Columbus has got larger money than us, but they buy 7 brand new trucks every year. 7 new ones. So that just gives you a reference of however it is, just as far as just, I wanted to give y'all a visual of what the truck would look like once it comes into that bay. The goal is to, once that truck shows up, it's ready to go in service. Not wait around and say, oh, well, we gotta order this and send it somewhere to get something else put on it. We want that truck to come, parked in that bay, ready to go out on the next run if it had to. So that was the goal and the objective. So, is there any questions for me regarding the truck, not the truck, because I've been missing, any past questions?
I was wondering with a FEMA grant like this, because we get, what, 800 some around there, $1,000. Do you have to have specific things on the truck that the FEMA grant requires?
The
And
FEMA
certain
grant
levels?
contract has certain perimeters or
Right.
specifications on it that you may go by. Some of them has wiggle room as far as that goes, but you don't have to follow the specs exactly to the very T, but the specs have to be right
Within the
there.
parameters, you know.
Yes, you know, so like, if it had 20 line items, you at least gotta have probably 15 of them that match the contract as far as, the things that you get on the truck or the specifications for it. Yeah.
And I know when the committee was talking, we didn't have a lot of discussion after they presented, right? And I know there's probably more discussion, but when you look at what we need for Hicksville, were you looking at I know one thing was a tank size increase, the volume of tank, right? Does that make
Yes.
sense? And/or the ladder portion of it. Of course, when you make bigger tanks, right, you have, the structure has to be more solid, you know, things of that nature, so, yeah.
As far as the tank goes, the reason why I say that we needed a bigger tank was because the original proposal or truck that we were looking at only had 300 gallons on it. If we get out at a fire, 300 gallons lasts less than 5 minutes.
Right, right.
Okay? 600 gallons will give us at least 10 minutes or enough time to be able to tap into a fire hydrant or another truck that's coming to keep water flowing. The other thing is, even though it's a ways out, 504 has been giving us some issues periodically. So my mindset was, if 504 ever goes down, we need to make this new truck the primary. And 504 has just as the same size, if not bigger tank than what we're requesting. So 504 has been very successful on the scene, being able to get water on the fire and enough time for us to tap in from a hydrant or another truck to get more water flowing.
Is that a tanker? Is that what the truck is?
Well, the tanker will be full. It's 3,000 gallons.
I couldn't remember how
Yeah.
big the tankers were.
So
The other
if
units-
the tanker follows us
Yeah.
with this new truck, we wouldn't have a water issue. But that situation wouldn't always be there, but as far as primary goes. So more than nothing else, the upage in the gallons is more just to buy us time if we need it, because 300 gallons will go boom, just like that.
So it's kick out water really fast.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
So,
What is the height of our current ladder?
over there right now,
Yep, yep.
100.
100?
So this ladder's 10 foot.
Do what?
No, the truck height was 10 foot, sorry.
Oh, okay.
I thought you were asking about the truck.
No.
No, you're talking about the ladder. The ladder over there is 100 foot. I wanted to be at the same and not go lower, just due to like the grain being over here, and we'll reach up there. Some of these buildings, it has more than enough height. Another reason of the 100 foot is some of these country roads off of 49 or however, some of these roads sit off the road a little bit. And if we need to get to someone or extend a ladder to someone, we're a lot closer versus like our ladder could raise up and be able to hit a fire without getting the truck closer to the house where it's not possible, and be able to extinguish the fire from the ladder portion. It's just raising it up and shooting it from a master stream and getting the fire that way.
Now, a
Yes.
fire like that, you would call for backup anyways, right?
It's automatically terrain. Anything that tones out a structure fire,
Yeah.
we're automatically getting Sherwood and.
So would a, like, even if it was a shorter ladder, it would at least get you started knowing that a larger ladder would be coming?
We don't have a larger ladder. We would be that ladder.
There's
Mutual aid.
there's no mutual aid?
Mutual aid don't have a ladder.
Not a single one?
No.
You're not even Defiance?
City.
Defiance is way out of our rim. Defiance would be like,
Holding.
if we had what you call a 3 alarm, you have a second alarm, a third alarm. But first alarm is Hicksville, Sherwood, Farmer. None of those guys have a ladder truck. All of them have engines or small tanker trucks.
In the 25 years that I've been on, I can count on one hand how many times Defiance has been here.
So the closest ladder truck will be Defiance.
I think my question about prices, when we had originally as a committee sat down and talked with Mickey, he quoted us at between $1 and $1.1 million. So when you guys showed up with a $1.8 million truck, that's why I was taken back. And
Well,
he even said, get 3 quotes, and he said add 3 to 7% on that, based on that inflation.
I do have
Even,
3 quotes.
right, but I'm just saying, like, that's not, so when you guys showed up with a 1.0, that's the pushback, was because we had worked with Mickey all along in the pricing, and that's what he said it was. Now, that could have changed, right? But that's what that's initially
Well,
the
he
shock value.
called, and I get that, I understand that, but I talked to him, and when I gave him the price, he goes, that sounds about right. But if he told y'all something different.
Yeah, I mean, I have it in my
then-
notes.
No, I'm not
That's-
saying that you're, not telling the truth. I'm just saying, he asked me some of the same questions as far as, hey, what did y'all go with? What manufacturer, all that sort of thing. He asked me those questions just last week.
Now, the 3 quotes that you got, were they all about that same price?
The less price, the lower price was 1.7. So we went with a company called E1, and they were 1.7, but it was a truck that was already made for another fire department that was already dressed out somewhat through the making stages of it, and he really couldn't go back and make the adjustments that we needed for the truck. So basically, the truck was gonna get built, it was gonna be available in October of this year, and we were gonna get that truck. So the size was off, the cabin space was off, it was a lot smaller cab than what we have now, the tankage was off, all that sort of thing, so we ended up not going with that truck. But he quoted us 1.7 for that truck. Pierce, very high company, right along with Suffin. Can't go wrong. They offered us they offered us a 105 foot, which is a little longer than that one, and it was at the same price. Suffin was 1.9 to 1.8 to 1.9, almost 1.9. Pierce said that it was maybe less than $1,000, $2,000 cheaper. It wasn't like a large amount cheaper as far as pricing goes. So Suffin and Pierce both were around the same price. Now, I even asked about the 75 foot, okay, just to see if it was lower. And both companies, them and Pierce said their cheapest was 1.6 for the 75 foot. And that's not adding the things that it needs on it. So we would have ended up almost somewhat with the same pricing. So we went larger as far as the ladder goes and got less things versus a 75 foot and adding more and it being the same price. So that's how we came to that. Because I did look at the 75 foot even though I didn't want to do 75 because I have 100 and I didn't want to go lower than what I already have in my bay. So.
Is the truck comparable in length? The old one?
Yes, so the June truck, we actually went and seen that truck. We went to the fire station where it was. They let us walk through it, take a look at it. It's gonna buy us some more space in the bay. It's a lot shorter base as well. It's a little shorter than that one that's sitting over there. It was nice. Even another company, they let us get in the fire truck and ride around. They let us lift the ladder. It was really a great time visiting there. So space-wise, Suffin offered us the largest cabin space. And that's something that we need. I mean, I know some of us ain't all in perfect shape, but 6 people in that cab over there is tight. And it's a smaller cab. They offer a bigger cab, so now when these guys get in these trucks, we got a little bit more leg room. We got a little bit more to dress inside the cab if we need to make adjustments instead of everybody being packed in like sardines. So that's one of the reasons why we chose something, because they offer a decent cab space, and that's very valuable when it comes to getting on and off the truck.
Any other questions for Chief? All right, Maria, thank you, Chief. Appreciate it.
But Hicksville girls, middle school girls just won the championship.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, you can tell them.
So now they're gonna do a little parade for them through town here.
They just called, yeah.
They're like-
7th grade girls, right, won their championship.
I think it was seventh grade,
Yeah, well, 7th grade, yep.
Yep, so they're gonna parade them through town.
37-11 they won.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
all right.
Easy.
Congratulations, that's cool. Well, the fire department's gonna pick them up and have a nice parade for them to celebrate their victory and cruise them through town, so
Yeah, so
enjoy
we're
it.
going- We're going cruising from the end of town over to the school,
Awesome,
and then, a little celebratory.
absolutely, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, that's
All right,
neat.
guys.
Yep, appreciate it. All right, fiscal officer's reports.
You have the fund status report for the first month of the year. And the cash summary by fund, and if you notice, in the first month, we spent $516,000. Off to a wonderful start. You also have the January income tax and utility collections reports. You have the media account, which is the EMS billing. I put December in because it's also year end. If you look down where the blue line is, has what we did for the 2025. You have the MediaCom franchise fee report for the fourth quarter, and the January general standard that is put out now by the state auditor. And I think that's all I have, except to, if either of you want to have a copy of this, this is the award, the FEMA award. I didn't put this in everybody's emails because it's really long.
Thank you.
And this is a proposal for the fire truck, and the current proposal. And that is all I have, unless you have questions.
Anyone hiring anyone? No?
The two that had applied, no, don't want it. So right now April is, she's it this year. It's too late to get somebody in here for the tax season, so she's gonna do it, and I gave her the opportunity. I told her when tax season's over, she can quit and go back to being my assistant, which is what she wants to do, but we'll see when tax season's over.
And she's
In the
really doing a
meantime-
good job, yeah.
In the meantime, I'm trying to hire someone part-time. Please, if you know anybody, send them here.
But April's really stepped up. She's on top
Oh,
of things,
yeah.
going through all the records and making backtrackings on some stuff, so she finds things, so, yep.
Many different jobs that she done. She's always jumped in and just.
She does. She's a hard worker.
She does them all.
Yeah.
Yes, she does, so, thank you. Mayor's report, I don't have anything, except for executive session. We got some executive sessions. I just want everybody to be safe. Thank you for everybody that's shoveling and being safe out there on the roads. We haven't had a winter like this in a while, so. Just stay safe and warm, and people have talked about the warming shelters when it got super cold, and there's several places to go. If anybody knows, there's some connections with the police department, calling after hours to get them to a place for shelter and stuff like that, so. Yeah, just be safe out there, so at this time I will, want to call for executive?
I guess, based on what the mayor said, we need one for certain personnel matters. Don't ask me what that is. Purchase or sale of property, pending or imminent court.
Exactly.
Imminent court action, not
Imminent, intimate?
Yes,
Okay.
I don't wanna think about it.
I'll second that.
Roll call?
Siedek,
Yes.
Bassett,
Yep.
Malena,
Yep.
Miller,
Yes.
Egley,
Yes.
Conwick.
Yes.
All right, thank you, everybody. Be safe out there. Thanks for coming in.